Welcome to this comprehensive 2026 Mesobook update, where we are reviewing one of the most significant figures in the fight against mesothelioma. Today, we are discussing the life-saving clinical trials led by Dr. Raffit Hassan at the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, Maryland. Dr. Hassan is a world-renowned medical oncologist and the chief of the thoracic and gastrointestinal malignancies branch at the National Cancer Institute. For over 2 decades, he has dedicated his career to finding a cure for mesothelioma by focusing on a very specific protein called mesothelin. This protein is found in high levels on the surface of mesothelioma cells, but is barely present in healthy tissues, which makes it the perfect target for advanced therapies. Dr. Hassan has pioneered the use of immunotoxins and monoclonal antibodies and most recently CAR T-cell therapy to attack these cancer cells while leaving the rest of the body unharmed. If you or a loved one are facing diagnosis in 2026, the clinical trials at the NIH represent some of the most advanced medical options available anywhere in the world. The beauty of the NIH program is that it is a publicly funded research institution, which means that for patients who qualify for a trial, the cost of treatment and hospital stays and even travel for the patient and a companion is often covered by the government. This removes the massive financial barrier that many families face when trying to access cutting-edge care. Let us look closer at the specific breakthroughs Dr. Hassan has achieved, including the development of the Crispinus-207 vaccine and the immunotoxin SONA. His research has shown that by combining these targeted agents with standard chemotherapy, the disease control rate can be significantly improved. In many of his trials, nearly 90% of patients saw their disease stabilize or shrink, which is a remarkable statistic for such an aggressive cancer. One of the most exciting areas of his current work involves HIP-118 CAR T cells, which are genetically modified immune cells designed to hunt down and destroy mesothelin-expressing tumors. This is the frontier of personalized medicine, where your own body is trained to fight the cancer from the inside out. The NIH Mesothelioma Program is not just about the drugs, it is also about the natural history study, which collects data and tissue samples from patients to understand why some people respond better to treatment than others. By participating in this study, you are not only helping yourself, but you are contributing to a global database that will help future generations. To join a trial under Dr. Hassan, the process begins with a thorough screening of your medical history and a confirmation of your mesothelioma cell type. His work is particularly effective for the epithelioid subtype, which expresses the highest levels of mesothelin. Our guide explains how to contact the NCI referral office and what documents you need to have ready, such as your recent CORT scans and pathology reports and surgical notes. It is important to remember that these trials are often for patients who have already tried standard first-line chemotherapy and are looking for a more effective alternative. The care at the NIH is multidisciplinary, meaning you will have access to top-tier surgeons and radiologists and pain management specialists, all working together under Dr. Hassan's supervision. In 2026, we are seeing more integration of these clinical trials with long-term follow-up care, providing a continuum of support that is rare in private hospitals. We also want to address the emotional and logistical aspects of being part of an NIH trial. Staying at the clinical center in Bethesda can be a long process, and the staff there are experts at helping families navigate the housing and emotional challenges of long-term treatment. The program is designed to be as stress-free as possible, so that the patient can focus entirely on the healing process. Dr. Hassan has received numerous awards, including the Pioneer Award from the Mesothelioma Applied Research Foundation, for his commitment to this community. His philosophy is that every patient is a partner in the research, and he is known for his compassionate approach and his willingness to tackle the most difficult cases. As we move further into 2026, the results of his new phase 2 trials are beginning to be published, showing even more promise for long-term survival. If you are looking for hope and a path forward outside of the traditional treatment model, the NIH program under Dr. Raffit Hassan is a beacon of light. We encourage you to use the contact information provided in our resources to reach out to his team today and see if you are a candidate for these revolutionary trials. Knowledge is power, and being informed about your options at the National Cancer Institute is the first step toward taking control of your health and your future. Thank you for watching this Mesobook review, and we will continue to bring you the latest updates on the breakthroughs happening at the NIH and beyond. As we move through 2026, National Institutes of Health continues to be a global epicenter for mesothelioma innovation, specifically through the groundbreaking work of Dr. Raffit Hassan and the National Cancer Institute. This review is designed to help families understand the high-level science being used to fight this disease and how to access these programs at no cost to the patient. Dr. Hassan has spent decades focusing on the mesothelin protein, which is the key that unlocks the door to targeted immunotherapy. In his latest Phase 1 and Phase 2 trials, he is utilizing a highly advanced treatment known as HIT-218 CAR T cells. These are not your standard immune cells, but are instead T cells that have been harvested from the patient and genetically re-engineered in a lab to specifically recognize the mesothelin found on the surface of mesothelioma tumors. What makes the 2026 trials unique is the use of the HIT-218 antibody, which binds to a region of the mesothelin protein that is much closer to the cell membrane than previous versions. This proximity allows the immune system to deliver a much more powerful and direct hit to the cancer cell, increasing the chances of tumor shrinkage. In addition to this cellular therapy, Dr. Hassan is also leading a massive effort in the Natural History Study and Tissue Procurement Program. This study is vital because it allows researchers to track the progression of the disease over time and identify genetic markers that may predict how a patient responds to immunotherapy. One of the most important aspects of his current research is the study of germline mutations in the BAPON gene. We now know that some families have a genetic predisposition to mesothelioma, and Dr. Hassan is leading a prospective trial for early cancer detection in individuals who carry this mutation. This means that even family members who have not been diagnosed but carry the BAPON gene can receive specialized screening and monitoring at the NIH Clinical Center in Bethesda. For patients currently fighting the disease, the goal of the 2026 trials is to establish the recommended Phase 2 dose of these new CAR T cells while minimizing side effects like cytokine release syndrome. The eligibility criteria for these trials generally require that a patient be 18 years or older and have a confirmed diagnosis where the mesothelin protein is present in more than half of the cancer cells. Our guide emphasizes that these trials are an incredible option for those whose cancer has returned after standard chemotherapy and radiation. Because the NIH is a government-funded facility, there is no cost for medical care received during these trials, and the program often provides assistance with travel and lodging for both the patient and their primary caregiver. This is a massive relief for families who are already struggling with the financial burden of a cancer diagnosis. Dr. Hassan and his team are also exploring the use of natural killer cells, which are another part of the immune system that can be engineered to attack solid tumors. By incorporating a specific mesothelin recognizing antibody into these natural killer cells, they have seen success in shrinking tumors in preclinical models and are now moving this technology toward human trials. The level of precision in these treatments is far beyond what is available at a typical local hospital, which is why we recommend that every mesothelioma patient at least explore the possibility of an NCI referral. The process of applying for a trial involves sending your pathology slides and imaging discs to the NIH for a centralized review by their experts. This ensures that you are getting a second opinion from some of the most specialized doctors in the world, even if you do not end up joining a trial. Dr. Hassan's lab also continues to refine immunotoxins, which are drugs that carry a toxic payload directly to the cancer cell without harming the surrounding healthy tissue. By modifying these proteins to be less immunogenic, they are able to give higher doses with fewer side effects than ever before. As we look at the survival data from 2026, we are seeing that patients who participate in these trials often have access to a wider range of therapies and more consistent monitoring, which can lead to better long-term outcomes. It is also worth noting that the NIH program works closely with other centers of excellence to share data and accelerate the approval of new drugs by the FDA. By joining a trial with Dr. Hassan, you are at the absolute forefront of medical history, and your participation helps pave the way for a future where mesothelioma is no longer a terminal diagnosis.